back. There's no turning back now, boys, because we are live.
Hey, nice.
Welcome to. Where's my camera? There's the camera. Welcome to the Crafty Boys. This is another COVID edition. We don't know what we're doing, and we probably never will. So, congratulations for finding us and checking us out because we are completely naked. Well, I know Dave is below he's only just wearing a shirt.
Totally.
So, Alan, are you wearing your pants?
No.
Locke?
Pantless.
Pantless, right on. So am I. All right,
Excellent.
this is the Pantless Show. Welcome. So I hope everyone's had a good week.
Dave's wearing a skirt.
Dave's wearing a skirt. That's right.
We agreed you were going to keep your mouth shut, Alan. Jesus Christ, man.
You know what's really funny is that I took some photos of some chalk outlines near our house while I was out walking dogs today. And
Life in Vancouver.
I know. And all the things I was taking pictures of were about men wearing skirts that said, like, wear a skirt, dudes, real men wear skirts, stuff like that. So, and a few illustrations of men wearing skirts. So there you go.
Another example of people losing their shit during COVID.
Well, yes, the children they probably did that, unless it was art students from Emily Carr, which most likely it was not, since there's a huge sign on every single door saying personnel are restricted to essential only. Everyone else can piss off. So their words, not mine. I think I'm losing my mind. So, boys, three of us have the same. Wait, hang on. Three of us have the same beer tonight. Wait, if I gotta look at Al or Dave. So, Dave, what beer are we drinking today?
We are drinking
I'm just guessing. I really don't know.
Cherry
sour ale. Excellent.
This one is
From Persephone.
made with
Stephanie is working hard.
love
you,
and
Alan?
loads of
What beer are you
cherries.
drinking?
Coast Brewery, are they not?
They're in Gibson's, yeah.
I'm drinking the same thing from Persephone.
Same thing?
I've got the cherry sour ale. Let's show that there.
Very good. And the beer I'm drinking now, this is why I'm calling it the same beer, even though it's not, but it's still sour. It's the Moon Underwater, sorry. Moon Juice, which is a raspberry sour, so I'm pleased about that.
I told you to save that one for another week because I just bought that one.
Did you just buy that?
I texted you before we started. I just bought that tonight.
While I go and get a different one,
Go get
you guys. Do the Scooby-Doo ending. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so Dave and I have the same beer, as we mentioned. It is the Persephone Cherry Sour Ale. Dave, take a dive into that and tell us what you think.
Yes, you meddling kids.
I'm actually.
And the beer that I'm drinking tonight is totally something different. It's the Steamworks Hula Haze Tropical IPA, which makes me very pleased. Locke, did you talk about your beer yet?
I have not.
Ooh, I like that label. What is this? Are those like spacecraft? Oh no, those are hands.
Those are hands.
They're like emperor hands.
They're like emperor hands. Witchy hands.
The Empire will die.
So,
Sweet.
this is a Collective Arts product. It is a wit beer flavored with bergamot. It is self-described as an Earl Grey wheat beer.
I actually have a Collective Arts in the fridge.
Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know which one it is though.
And you have an Earl Grey.
I have the Earl Grey bottle too. Yeah.
Mm.
How did you know that, Dave? Mm-hmm. Dave, are you psychic, Dave?
Because Dave reads the damn texts.
Oh!
Right. I can go back in the text and actually look at the. Yes, I have a.
That was a shot across the bow.
Pineapple vanilla IPA, which I could drink, but I'm not because I already got the Steamworks, so I'm sticking
You
to
got
this.
the pineapple vanilla one. All right.
Wait. Why? Why are you asking?
Keep that aside because I'll see if I can get it, and we'll do it next week.
Smart boy. Here we go. All right, I'm cracking open the Steamworks, and I'm pouring it because I know the peanut gallery is not too far away, just chomping at the bit to have some.
Peanut gallery has a problem, maybe.
The peanut gallery is nuts, man.
Yeah. Peanut gallery, nuts. I see it. I get it.
All right, Peanut Gallery. Come pick your poison.
Okay, Dave, let's talk about our beer. What are you thinking?
I'm liking.
Are you?
I have a complicated relationship with sours,
Okay.
but you can definitely notice the cherry.
Right.
It's there, which is nice because normally, we've talked about this before. You go away and you're like, sweet, loving the cherry, and there's just nothing. Right? They fall flat.
Right.
They fall flat.
They fall flat.
But would you buy this one again?
No.
Really? Wow.
No.
Well,
part of it is just because, not because I don't like it enough necessarily. It's more about there's about 500 billion beers, and all the beers need to be tried. So there you go.
Okay. So, I mean, that's valid. I'm enjoying this, but, and I've said this before, time and time again, sours have run their course for me. I like the fact that it's got cherry in it. It looks like Kool-Aid, actually. I mean, I think the lighting doesn't really kind of do it justice. It looks more like a beer on Dave, who's got a good shot there. It looks like, like you poured it from a jug of Kool-Aid. And in a way, it kind of tastes like that, too.
It is juicy, isn't it?
It is juicy. I probably wouldn't know it was a beer unless it was from Persephone Brewing on the can. I would not get this again. That's not to say I don't enjoy it. There's just so much out there to try. It's not enough to make it a mainstay. Now, it can't be a mainstay anyway because it's a limited release. I think they put it out once a year. Now, in the past, they did have a dark cherry, like a black cherry one. I would have been interested to try that.
Definitely.
All right. So that's all I got. Dave, do you have any closing remarks on this one? No, Your Honor.
Spider-Man.
Shane, take it over. Talk about your beer.
Talk about my beer. Okay, well, my beer is from Steamworks, and if Steamworks' website would actually load, I could tell you more about this particular beer. Here we go. So this one is their hazy fruit. God, what is it called again? The Hula Haze Tropical IPA, which surprisingly is not on their website, except for the killer cucumber. So I'm suspecting this particular beer is most likely a seasonal, which, I mean, it's summertime. It's definitely of that era, but you can definitely, you're getting punched in the mouth by pineapple, like a lot of it. Oh. So, however, it's having a love in with hops. So I can't complain. It's not that hoppy, but it's definitely, I think the sweetness is competing with that. So
sorry, maybe I missed it. What's the IBU rating?
I would love to tell you if they had any information on their website. And unfortunately, the can is basically the label repeated twice, and there's not a whole lot on it. So it's unfortunate that we can't really get a whole lot of detail about this. But there have been some people out there that are claiming the IBU rating has 0. But it is 6 degrees from south. Whatever that meant. 6 degrees alcohol by volume. But it's highly rated. And that's the other thing, too. If you take a look at like different beer places that rate stuff, people like it. So I can't complain. But it's very sweet with the hops going on, but overall, it doesn't smell like anything. It has a very low aromatic kind of thing going on. So I don't know why, to be honest, but it's definitely a very light looking beer, more like a wheat ale.
It looks very cloudy.
So it's it's a hazy, so it's unfiltered. So, but I don't see, and I haven't seen any like chunkies, like like particulates that have like of the mash or whatever fruit, because it tastes like it has.
So it's not a Sparkle Puff.
No, definitely not. Locke, talk about your beer.
Okay, so when I drink tea, my order at Starbucks is large Earl Grey, 2 bags, no room. I like a lot of oil of bergamot. I like a strong tea flavor. So this was, in that respect, a little bit of a disappointment. I think they should have ramped that up considerably. What it tastes like is a wit beer. So insert standard wit beer here, like, it's flavored like Shock Top or, just about any other sort of standard wit beer. I can detect a little bit of bergamot, but not nearly as much as I would have hoped for. It does say that it was brewed with black tea, cornflower petals, bergamot, and coriander. Can't taste cornflower petals or coriander. Can't truthfully taste the black tea. There's a touch of bergamot. The only other Earl Grey beer that I've had in the last 5 years was a Big Rock product.
Right.
And it was an Earl Grey English bitter. And it was fantastic because the bergamot and the tea came through like a race car. Like it was, you could really taste it. This was a little bit of a letdown in that respect. Now, that said, as wit beers go, nothing wrong with this. This is a pleasant drink that on a sunny afternoon, it's going to be a little bit thirst quenching. It's, but it's not what I was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
There is Salt Spring Island Brewing makes, I believe it's an Earl Grey beer. I've tried it once before. I'm not really too sure if tea and beer mixed together is my bag, but I'd be interested in trying it on the show if we could all get our hands on it.
Which one? Sorry, which one?
It's from Salt Spring Island Brewing, and it's I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it's Earl Grey something. Or something Earl Grey.
That'd be worth a shot. I mean, they've done some interesting beverages in terms of stepping outside of hops as their bittering agent. Like they've got a pretty quality heather beer that I don't know if we've ever done on the show because I don't know if I've ever been able to find it except on tap. Really? I think the only time I've ever encountered that particular beverage is draft.
I think the problem has been in the past is that Shane in Vancouver hasn't been able to get his hands on any of their product. But otherwise, it's widely available here on the island. So Dave and I can get it, but Shane can't seem to. Another Salt Spring Brewing product, since we're talking about them, that's really good, is their creme brulee stout.
Oh, really?
It is amazing. I think it only comes out, like in the winter. So it would be a good. It'd probably be coming out, probably within the next couple of months, I would say. But yeah, so good. Another of theirs that I'll forward a mention of, they are one of the few breweries that I know of that do Gruits, which is an older style of brew that does not use hops as the bittering agent.
They use a variety of other botanicals. And they do both a fall and a spring gruit.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I'm wondering, going back a little bit to the whole Earl Grey situation. Shane's got that off the rails bottle. I think I've seen it around Victoria somewhere.
Okay.
So we can kind of keep our
So
eyes
are you
on
suggesting that we should?
We should try
Well,
and
if you're
get...
talking about one,
yeah.
give that kind of thing a shot. Shane's
Yeah.
already bought it.
Sure. I'm game.
Yeah, I am assuming that COVID is playing a part in the distribution of beer, or at least to the places I normally go. Because I go to like 3 or maybe 4 different places that I go to. The BC liquor store is always kind of first because they're sort of the most homogenous for spreading out the beer around their stores. Then I go to Brewery Creek, then Legacy, and then there's a newer beer store called something that I cannot remember at the moment.
That's a long name.
They're called I can't think of what it's that way. So I've been there a few times, and they remind me of Cascadia, I guess, or not Liquor Plus, that kind of sort of store.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a while since I've been there. Like it's been about 2 or 3 months now. So, but again, I mean, even the Legacy people, when I was talking to them a couple weeks ago, were kind of mystified as to where, why some of the stuff they'd ordered hadn't shown up. So I don't know. But,
It's all going to Victoria, I guess.
Apparently, up yours, you Islanders. Of course, the beer out here doesn't get all the way back. Yeah, true. By the way, people riding BC Ferries now warning us, hey, you're going to have to start going up to the passenger deck.
I saw
in the
that.
next little while.
Which is a bit weird. I would have thought they would still be wanting to keep that.
Well, okay, so BC Ferries does want to keep people on the car deck. It's Transport Canada that won't let them.
Transport Canada, what a bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
What are they, protecting people's well-being?
They think that ships are going to sink and stuff, and people are going to get trapped in their cars on the car deck and drown. I mean,
Piffle.
I mean, it's well known that the majority of males who drown in British Columbia are found with their flies down because they get loaded on a boat. They take a moment to urinate over the side of the boat, and they just fall in because they're intoxicated, and then they just end up drowning because they're drunk. So,
Seriously.
oh yeah, no, that it's been a stat for a very long time.
Stat.
Oh yeah.
wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, no, when I was in the mid-'90s, when I was certifying for being an instructor to teach people how to use canoes and stuff, I had to certify whatever the boating thing, I've forgotten what it was called. But essentially, that was one of the things that we had to learn about, was to recognize intoxicated drowning people and stuff like that. But also we were, having to read all of this information about where people drown, how close they are to shore normally if you're in an ocean environment, and stuff like that. And it was something astounding, like 70% of males specifically that drown.
So are you saying?
It would be a different posture if you were female and you were trying to piss over this highway.
Well, yes. So
exactly. How could you tell?
Are you saying, Shane, that if I ever hypothetically off somebody and I need to get rid of the body and I was to dump it in the lake or the ocean or something, I just have to lower the fly and I'm going to
lower the fly, pull the penis out, you're golden.
If you're trying to sell it, I guess.
Wow.
But you have to have an abandoned boat or something, I would think, to really, really sell it.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally, I mean, if you have more than one person on a boat and somebody falls in, you'd think that they would be smart enough to go, hey, where's Barry? Barry! Oh, shit, Barry fell in! They think they would go look for them, I would think.
I guess I would have to off somebody else then.
Yeah, screw Barry. This reminds me. I did speak to a
Getting
friend of ours
darker by
named
the
Barry a
minute.
little while ago, and he's aware of the show. So,
Oh, he's aware.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, you were saying, Locke.
I was just saying, it's starting to get a little dark. And
Yeah, this show never goes dark. Are you kidding? We're always above board and completely and utterly just.
We're always
today's
so
show is
curious.
sponsored by Quentin Tarantino.
Have you ever learned how to? Never mind.
Unicorns and rainbows.
Unicorns and rainbows, puppy dogs and cuddles.
Have you ever been inside a Turkish prison?
Ever seen a grown man naked? Wow.
Roger, huh?
What's the vector, Victor? The thing is, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being in that film, just every time I think of it, just kills me because it's like you watch the film again, and not having seen it for a long time, you can, Leslie Nielsen, yeah, it's too bad he's passed on, la da da. Then there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just suddenly crammed into a cockpit of a plane, and you're like, why is he in this? I mean, wasn't the first? Didn't the first one come out in like 78 or something like that?
Something like that. 78, 79.
I think
he
it's one
was-
of the best movies ever made.
Oh, one of them, yes.
He wasn't he also in Enter the Dragon?
Who?
Jabbar.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Was it that one or was it the?
You're thinking of somebody else. Yeah, but the tall guy, yeah.
No, I think I'm thinking of the wrong film. I'm pretty sure. No, it wasn't Enter the Dragon. It was Fight to the Death or something.
I remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in an episode of Different Strokes.
Was he really?
Oh, what?
He played like Arnold's teacher.
Way of the Dragon.
Oh, Way of the Dragon.
Was it Way of the Dragon? No, it wasn't. Never mind.
No. Wasn't that a video game?
Game of Death. Yes, Game of Death. That's the film that it was. That came out in I don't know, a long time ago.
Is that as bad as it sounds?
Well, what Game of
Does
Death
that
was,
sound
it was
just-
all about how
It had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Of course it was bad.
Oh,
wow.
okay. So, question: my worst movie I've ever seen, Death Race 2000. Anybody else seen this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Death Race 2000 is a classic.
It is.
We're talking about the original with David Carradine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. I love
It's
that.
great. Dave, you are shunned. You are out of the group.
Yeah,
Boom.
never make fun of Roger Corman ever again. Besides, I think he's still
dear, I
alive,
have
isn't he?
no idea.
Who?
Corman?
Corman, I think he is. Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
his 90s.
he might be. No, not David Carradine, sadly.
Gordon Corman? That's an
You know
author
how-
for
you know
crying
how
out loud.
Carradine went, don't you?
Roger Corman.
Roger.
David Carradine. He died in a closet in a hotel
Yeah.
room in Thailand, I think. I remember correctly.
Self-asphyxiation fetish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Autoerotica? No. We use no animatronics here.
Well, yeah, same way as the guy from NXS, no?
I thought he was like suicidal and depressed, and that's
No,
why he died.
I think it was a similar circumstance.
Have you ever seen the film The Greatest? Is it The Greatest Dad in the World or something, or The Greatest Dad?
No, I haven't. Seen
World's Greatest Dad.
No,
Yeah, that's the
no.
movie. It's a Robin Williams film, and it was. I'm pretty sure this is the one where. Here we go. Yeah, so the kid, it's a Robin Williams, and the kid actor from those Rodrigo films, the Spy Kids, that series. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not important. But just in case you've seen it, but essentially,
So
I
this was
remember.
late Williams.
Sorry.
This was late Robin Williams.
Yeah, this is like 2009, I think.
Okay.
But essentially, so the film it's really weird because I saw it by myself, like I was at home. It was on Netflix or something, and it was like late at night, and I think Allie was out of town. Somehow I was by myself cuddling with dogs, and I'm like, oh, there's a Robin Williams film I haven't seen. I should check that out. That'll be hilarious. Not so much. This film is about Robin Williams playing a single dad whose wife has either left or died or something, and she's gone anyway. And the kid who's from the Spy Kid movies, he is the sort of, misanthropic, grumpy, typical dark teen who's obsessed with asphyxiating himself while pulling his hammer. So the kid, spoilers, the kid dies like 20 minutes into the film from this. Like Robin Williams' character's like, hey son, let's go to the park and have fun outside. And he finds him in his bedroom, like all hung up somewhere and like, his penis out. And it was just, the fucking film is so weird. I do recommend checking it out, but it's one of those weird films where you're like, this is Robin Williams trying not to be Robin Williams. It's kind of in that era of when he filmed that 1 hour photo movie. I think a couple years before that, where he plays that psychotic, crazy person who develops people's film and like develops obsessions and things. But yeah, it's a very weird film, and I remember it being promoted widely, and I just never had seen it. So yeah, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I checked it out, and not what I was expecting at all. So you're kind of like, is the kid? Oh my god, the kid died. What is going on in this movie? So there you go. So it definitely.
Okay, so I was actually discussing with a coworker of mine, what is like the best Robin Williams film that he made? I mean, there's been so many, but it's like I had problems remembering some of them, and I now just one off the top of my head. So people talked about Hook and Jumanji, and of course Mrs. Doubtfire as being some of his best, but these are younger people. I had mentioned The World According to Garp,
So
Popeye.
they're automatically disqualified.
I think the original Jumanji was a vastly underrated film when it came out, and it's now been eclipsed by a vastly overrated film that's taken its place as a reboot.
I would say it's either Garp.
Good Morning Vietnam.
But
That's
Garp,
what I was just
Good
going to
Morning
say.
Vietnam. That's true. Garp was okay. I think
I didn't like Garp.
It was okay for his character. I liked John Lithgow in Garp more than Robin Williams.
Yeah,
playing the trans football player. Brilliant, like so well done. But
Smoochie.
I haven't seen Death of Smoochie.
yeah, you have.
Have I?
Yeah.
If I have, I don't. I remember
watched it at your parents' place like a long time ago. We didn't like it.
I have no memory of it at all. Is that the
Smoochie
one with
amazing.
DeVito? No, not DeVito. The Hulk. What was his name? The Malcolm X. Not Malcolm X. American History X. The actor's name. Oh my god!
You're not thinking of Edward Norton, are you?
Edward Norton. Isn't Edward Norton in Death of Smoochie?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
So
you and I watched it with Todd.
But I have no memory of it at all. So I'll have to watch it again because I really can't. I can't think of what happened in it. But a film that I would probably say is one of his better ones is a film that I think doesn't get a lot of it wasn't an amazing movie overall, but I thought his performance was, and it was Harvey, Bicentennial Man.
Oh,
where he plays an android, and the film, I think, if I remember correctly, takes place over 200 years, so hence the name. and just how an android that has some awareness of what it is and life and all that kind of stuff, how it survives over that long period of time with multiple sets of people that it has worked for and encountered. And I would say I think it came out not too long after the movie AI with Haley Joel Osment, or however you pronounce his name. So it's a very, I don't know, it's a film that I think just got poo-pooed on. But I remember watching it and remember going, wow, this is a very interesting film. I enjoyed this one. But it definitely was, again, another one where it's like Robin Williams not being Robin Williams. Yeah. So, yeah. I also like films that take place over a long period of time because you can try and see what... It's a challenge, I think, for writers and performers to really kind of nail that kind of amount of like beyond our usual lifetime. Mm-hmm. So kind of like AI, where we had an android that developed feelings and emotions and things, and then was trapped at the bottom of the ocean for a while. Then hundreds and thousands of years go by, and aliens show up. And spoilers if you haven't seen AI, but hey, sex robots.
I've seen AI. I don't remember that at all. Was that?
We watched it with Todd at my parents' house. Yeah, AI has the main story of the kid android.
Oh, I'm thinking of iRobot. Never mind.
Oh, okay, iRobot, yeah, which is a very different film. But by the way, performed by Alan Tudyk. For those who have never actually knew who the android was played by. Huh. I know that Dave definitely will know who I'm talking about. I think Alan died. Oh, there you are. You're back.
What?
So you froze mid thing. But anyway,
Con Man is great, by the way. Just completely throwing the tangent off on a different.
Oh, speaking of Alan Tudyk,
sorry, what's great?
Yes, Con Man.
Oh,
I guess if you're a complete nerd like me, then it works for you. It's Alan Tudyk. It's Alan Tudyk saying, "I'm not happy that I got off the show that I was on with my character," and he puts together a show with, I'm assuming, a bunch of friends that he knows from Hollywood. So he just gets like frickin' cameo after cameo, and it's just funny and it's awesome because you get to see all these cool characters. And of course, the cast of Firefly is involved. And then a huge raft of other people that everybody would recognize from, science fiction and showbiz in general. So
I just watched.
Say the name of this thing again?
Sorry, Luck?
Con Men. CONMAN.
Yeah, Con Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
About celebrities who make their money by going to conventions, by signing their photographs.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, Alan Tudyk, he did the voice of K2SO in
yes,
Star Wars. Rogue One.
You know what's really funny though is I just saw either it was an ad or a clip because I was watching Westworld the other day, and there was this. There was it must have been an ad because I don't recall it being part of Westworld, but there was a scene where a character walks up and there's two hicks sitting on the back of like a pickup truck, and one of them was Tudyk, and I'm like, oh, he's like playing that role from the film Barry and Dave Go to Hell, or whatever the hell the movie was called. And fight Dale and Tucker versus Evil. That's what it was. Where they play these two sort of backwater hicks, hey guys, how's it going? That sort of thing. And I'm like, hey, that's Alan Tudyk. And then the character that they encounter pulls out a gun and shoots them both. And I just thought, what? He's in like this. Whatever I was watching, he's like in it for like 10 seconds, says like 3 words, and then gets shot. Anyway, it's very weird.
Have any of you guys seen the movie 42?
No.
Okay, no. So 42 has Alan Tudyk in it. It's a movie it's a biopic about Jackie Robinson, whom is
that's the one with Black Panther in it,
yes,
right?
and about breaking the color barrier in baseball. And Alan Tudyk played the manager of, I believe, whatever Philadelphia team was in the league at the time. I think it was the Philadelphia Athletics, and he said he basically is not a nice guy in it. I'm not going to repeat the things that he was saying. But it must have been a very challenging role for him to play. But I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I missed that one because
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Even if you're not a baseball fan, it's a great movie.
The last baseball
and Harrison Ford is
film
in it too.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Who does he play?
He plays the owner of the baseball team that brings in Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
Huh.
I think, that was what year did it come out?
Oh, I want to say about 10 years ago.
Okay.
So, hey, bringing it right up to date here. Shane, did you say that you had watched the Bill and Ted, or was it you, Alan, that watched the Bill and Ted?
I haven't watched it yet. Shane,
I did watch it. I think we should do a watch party online, and we can all watch it together again, or I can watch it again. It totally worth it. I recommend it. I was surprised. I think I went in with very low expectations, and
it aligned the planets.
It aligned the planets, pulled the galaxy together.
Bowling scores went way up.
Yep, and mini golf scores went way down. Yeah, I was expecting it to be garbage because I thought that, how could, for those of us who are lukewarm on Bogus Journey has some great moments, but Station is never going to happen. But having watched the third film now, I have to say that I am very pleased. I was very surprised. I did not know. I didn't know I would like it because as I said, went in with very low expectations. And I got to say, the way they bring death back into it is brilliant.
Cool.
It's not like somebody dies and they go into hell again or limbo or wherever. They actually play with that whole idea again. But recommend it. So yeah, we should do a watch party because we can rent it online and watch it all together.
Nice.
So
I would be in.
Amidst other arguably retro titles that have resumed their proper universe. So have any of you watched any Transformers War for Cybertron?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
It's a Netflix product. It is animated, and it resumes the Transformers universe that we all grew up with, that all blew up and died.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right? It's
before the animated movie? Or
highly refreshing if you grew up in the 1980s.
I'll have to check it out because I was very pleased a couple of years back finding I was in my parents' basement looking around and rooting around things and realized that I still had my old Transformers, or most of them anyway.
Cool.
So my very first Transformer was Soundwave. And
nice.
So I pulled it out, and you can tell I played with him as a kid because like all of his joints, it's like the metal ones, not the full plastic ones that came later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely like, I must have played with him a lot. So
Ravage, eject,
Operation Kick Ass.
Oh, speaking of retro titles here, so I've been reading this online. I don't know if there's any substance to this whatsoever. I think it's probably just a bunch of smoke that's being blown. But I've been reading it from multiple sources that George Lucas apparently wants to do his sequel trilogy that he had originally envisioned.
Oh
Sorry,
my God.
what? Say that again?
So George Lucas doesn't like the Disney trilogy that
Join
was
the
made
club,
with,
dude.
like Ray and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so what he wants to do, and I don't know if it would be able to happen, but he wants to sort of like forget that those movies were ever made and do his original sequel trilogy that he had envisioned in the 70s and produce them.
I think it's all a bunch of bullshit.
He
sold the property. He sold the property.
First of all, A, wow. B, lawsuit. C, I fucking love it. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever the lawsuit results in, it won't be injunctive relief. You can be relatively assured of that. So is he going to be able to do that? Yes. Will he be sued? Yes. What will be the outcome? Fascinating. What was his original vision? I remember reading it a long time ago, and we're talking like this is a dude that was an actual member of the circle of Joseph Campbell. So like he knew the guy and learned from him directly.
We don't know what his original vision was for it exactly.
I've seen some notes.
He shared his vision with Disney at the time of the sale. He was thinking that Disney was going to follow his vision.
Yeah, and apparently they
didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't at all. They actually took his vision and tossed it in the dumper. But the thing is, I mean, Carrie Fisher's dead now, and I doubt that you could get Harrison Ford on board.
You know what? I like the idea of senile delinquency. Let this man loose on the Hollywood system, and let's see what he can do. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, he's producing the next Indiana Jones film, which is supposed to be filmed this year, but probably
What
gets bumped
did you
a
just
bit.
fucking say?
Oh, did you not know that there's an Indiana Jones 5 in the works? Oh yeah, no, they're supposed to be, they were supposed to start filming it already. It comes out in 2022.
Alien free.
I have no clue what it's about. I know
I have a feeling that Steven Spielberg is going to hold the reins a little bit tighter this time than he did in the last one. I can't see there being aliens involved.
Well, apparently, because I just looked it up, in February 2020, Spielberg stepped down as the director, saying that he wanted to pass along Indy's whip to the next generation to bring a new perspective to the stories. He will be moving just to being a producer. George Lucas will also be producing. The guy who directed such hits as Oliver and Company, Girl Interrupted, Night and Day, 3:10 to Yuma, which, by the way, speaking of Alan Tudyk, I definitely recommend it.
We're talking about the remake of 3:10 to Yuma, obviously.
Yeah, and
as long as it's not Ryan Johnson, I'm okay with it.
The 2007 3:10 to Yuma. He directed Logan, the last last X-Men film with what's his face, which is a great film. If you have not seen Logan, I'd definitely check it out. By the way, the reason I like it is it's a good film. It has an R rating, so you get to actually see Logan do his thing with his claws as Wolverine, and also it is a retelling of the movie Shane. And I shit you not, watch Shane and then Logan, and they are identical because halfway through the film, you have Patrick Stewart as Xavier watching the movie Shane in it, going, "I used to like this film. It's a long time ago now." and then of course at the very end, there's a whole bunch of dialogue in the third act that is straight from the movie Shane. So check out Logan. I'm surprised, Locke, you haven't seen it. It's fucking brilliant. I would check it out.
Okay.
It's the X-Men film that doesn't suck. They should have made all the X-Men films like that one. So there you go. But anyway, so the guy who's directing also directed the more recent Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford. So I think that's probably why. So the film's release date has been delayed because of COVID to July 29th of 2022. And the script has been written by Kasdan. But
Lawrence Kasdan or his son?
Jonathan Kasdan. However, Dan Fogelman, the guy that wrote, oh good lord, what has he not written? He's written a bunch of TV, Gallivant, if you like that. He's currently the head writer for This Is Us, which is a good show. He also wrote Cars 2, those kinds of things. So he's a Disney alum. But anyway, so he is apparently, it's his script based on some of the previous material. And yeah, so there you go. So it's being shot anytime now, essentially, is what they're saying. But yeah. So there you go. So, which means that technically there are 17 Indiana Jones movies or something like that, or 20 or something now. Because they took the Indiana Jones Chronicles from way back in the mid 90s and recut them as movies.
Yes.
So basically they took 2 episodes and recut them together so that they all made sort of a through arc for 2 hours. So there you go. Totally recommend.
Oh, boys.
But yeah, back to talking about whether or not we would ever see another Star Wars film based on the ideas from George Lucas. I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
I think it's highly unlikely. But, I mean, because here's the thing. No matter what Disney does and what Disney owns, Disney will always dip back to the well if they think things are going sideways.
For sure.
So I gather they've spanked... what's her name? Kathleen Kennedy. And because according to the people that have produced the second season of The Mandalorian, apparently George Lucas was behind the camera giving them advice about how to do a Star Wars TV show. So there you go. So who knows? Maybe it will have some terrible dialogue and go, that's what George did. And I think the test of time is really going to, for the TV shows anyway, is going to be what we see for the TV show, the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, which of course will have what's his face playing Obi-Wan Kenobi again,
and Hayden Christensen playing.
And Christensen apparently is in it too, which I thought was kind of bizarre.
Apparently, going to be like a major role too.
So odd. Like, what is it going to be like? Late prepubescent or post-pubescent bitchy kid? Like, what? He's aged a lot. Like, what kind of? I hate you. Like, how do you get beyond that?
I wonder if they'll use deepfake technology to make him younger.
Could do.
It's possible. It's really a scary technology, but kind of cool.
Yeah.
Microsoft actually just the other day, like last week, announced that they have worked extensively on a deepfake detection system. Where it's able to determine whether video footage is real or not, or has had some editing or some sort of deep faking stuff going on. And then people were like, oh, cool, we should check it out. And they were like, no, we're never going to show this to the public. Are you kidding? The moment we release this code, you're going to be able to defeat it. So, no, we're not. And they've been working apparently with Google and with the U.S. government specifically to put it together.
Yikes.
Cool.
I mean, if I wanted some deepfake technology help in my world, no, I'm perfect. In every single way.
Totally.
But we've been almost streaming for an hour, boys. Anything else to give wisdom on this Wednesday evening?
Don't take nickels from strangers.
Are you sure it's Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
I'm pretty positive.
Absolutely, Locke.
Wednesday, September 9th, 2020, Locke. Because Locke turns around. What day is it? What year?
Sorry, it's Wednesday where you are.
Yes. Well, technically it's
Where
are
Thursday where you
you?
are.
Smart ass.
It's 1:30 in the morning for him.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Yes, it's Wednesday, but for you, technically it's Thursday. That is correct. You've passed over the Terminator into night.
San Francisco. I was born there. You're gonna die there.
This long weekend is really do devilry with my.
I know the long weekend it's thrown my weekend into disarray. But what can I do? But anyway, on that note, boys and girls, thank you for watching. Come check us out every Wednesday night where we talk about whatever the hell comes into our mind and we drink beer and talk about that too. So, Locke, thank you for being here. It is late where you are. Alan, grow some hair. Dave, you're sexy as ever. And I am completely crazy.